Good evening, class. My name is Juwan Turner, and I'm a part of the Just Say No group. I'm sure Blake and James already introduced me, but I'm here to talk about our mission, our long-term strategy, and our structure and culture that we plan to implement when launching our product and service internationally. With that being said, I'm going to read our mission statement real quick. And our mission, the mission of Just Say No is to help stop drunk driving by reducing human judgment errors. Our product will keep the local businesses and citizens responsible and aware of their alcohol consumption level by making them aware of their BAC, aka their blood alcohol concentration level. The product can be utilized to assist in preventing people from driving impaired by alcohol. Driving while impaired by alcohol, I'm sorry. This will reduce the number of driving under the influence incidents and accidents related to DUIs. The company's goal is to make the decision on whether to drive after drinking obvious and clear cut. No need to use any intuition because we got your back. So basically our mission is to take out any human judgment errors. So take the gray area in deciding whether or not one is too drunk to drive or not. So instead of me and my buddy or you and a friend talking over I could drive and a friend maybe telling you you're not, just pull out our product and it'll tell you whether or not you can drive. With that being said, I'm going to move into some of our long-term goals, and then along with some of the strategies we plan to use to make sure we reach some of these goals. So our goals are to reduce DUIs and incidents related to drunk driving, obviously, as you heard in our mission. We want to partner with the government and regional licensing councils, and that's kind of a part of our strategy, but that's a goal of ours to help implement our product into the market. We want to establish some equity in Scotland. We also want to develop our product and expand the target market. So we don't want to just limit ourselves to a certain target market. We want to be able to reach different people of different ages and backgrounds, all above the legal drinking age, but just some people that are maybe consider themselves in a different market. And lastly, we want to grow our company to become more internationally stable. So we want to be able to get our company to a point that we are stable and we are a well-functioning organization. And thinking about some of our long-term goals, some of the strategies we plan to implement, like I said, is partnering with the government. This will allow us to have the government on our side, which is big. The government had already been making laws to reduce some of the alcohol consumption that's going on in Glasgow and Scotland because consumption is so high. Well, by us partnering with the government, it'll kind of help us help them. By them, if we could get them to buy into our product and believe in our product, and maybe make our product mandatory in bars and restaurants or among people who decide to go out and have a good time, it can help boost our sales and help boost our reputation throughout the country. Instead of it being looked at as maybe a party or a buzzkill or something like that, it can be just looked at as an instrument to help you make maybe a life-changing decision or a life-saving decision. And then also partnering with alcohol, partnering with some of the alcohol companies and the licensing people will allow us to maybe get our product into some alcohol stores or get it into some of the people who produce the alcoholic beverages. This might allow us to sell our product with alcohol, which will also boost revenue and boost sales. Moving on to our organizational culture and structure, and knowing that Glasgow is a low context or guided missile type culture, their power distance is comparatively low. It's kind of similar to the United States. And knowing that, we will use more of a horizontal structure and kind of space out the responsibility and what needs to go on. We will also create more of an inclusive environment. We know in Glasgow, people have short-term relationships, and are also very task-oriented, but they like to be included in the decision-making process, and they like to be included in basically what's going on in the work place. So we are going to really pushed to be relationship oriented and flexible, allowing people to be themselves within the office. We know work weeks aren't crazy and aren't a heavy load, so we are going to do our best to implement a horizontal structure and some low context characteristics, along with some of the higher context characteristics that they might not be used to. And this will allow us to create a efficient, together workplace. And with that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Cameron, and he's going to talk to you guys about our negotiation plan and our decision-making process. Thank you guys for your time.
Hello, like Jawan said, that my name is Cameron Clark, and I'm going to be talking to you today about our negotiation plan and process, as well as our decision-making process for the Just Say No project that we are doing. The first thing I want to talk about is before we go over there, and while we're over there the first week, we need to learn and understand the culture, so when we are able to go out and hire our employees and try to do the business meetings that we have, we don't disrespect anybody, because that will hurt our business if we have a bad reputation on the streets, especially through our politicians, government, bars, or restaurants and bars, like we have mentioned, that we will try to implement them into our business model. And then the next step for our business plan will be to hire the managers to oversee each department while they're in Glasgow and Scotland, while the U.S. managers do their own thing in America. That will help kind of give us a great, make sure that they have the same ideals and objectives as we do. And after we hire the right managers, then we'll have to hire the other employees throughout the departments, whether that's sales or all the other departments that we'll have in Glasgow. Those are some of the key things that we'll do the first couple weeks while we're over there, as well as not only are we looking for the right people, but the right people need to fit into our business model. We don't need to just hire somebody that is not going to do a good job. We need to hire the people that are going to have the same values that we have, and that want to help the people of Glasgow stay safe, especially when they're trying to have a good time with their friends and family. The next 2 weeks will be really about preparing for the meetings with potential partners. Potential partners could mean the government, as we're trying to partner with some local politicians, as well as restaurants and bars and hospitals. And each meeting is going to be totally different. The government's going to have their own meeting, and each restaurant and bar will have their own business plan to go into the meeting. As each restaurant bar is different, whether they attract the older crowds, or they attract the younger crowds, or if they attract both. We kind of got to prepare for all of those meetings and business meetings. The last but not least, for our the first month over there, will be to build relationships with the local politicians, because the Glasgow government is really truthful to what they say, and they're trying to help keep the people safe in Glasgow. They will try to partner with us, especially during the local politician seasons, as they try to get more votes that they can sell to the people, that they're trying to keep people safe when they're going out with their friends and family, especially in the restaurants and bars. So that will help us out. And as we move on to the decision-making process, the management side, they'll be in charge of all the long-term goals and objectives that for the business, as well as they will be coordinating with the U.S. Home Office. So the manager that we hire this first week is very crucial, as they will be determining the long-term goals, as well as coordinating with the U.S. Home Office to make sure that everybody's on the same page and have the same objectives. And then they will also be in charge to ensure that all employees have the right amount of tools to make sure that the job gets done for each department. And as well, the last thing the management will be for decision making is setting the goals for each department and making sure they hit those goals and evaluating those goals to make sure that they're being met. The department's decision making process is really short-term goals that really doesn't need to go all the way up to the management. Like for you to get the job done that you need. If it doesn't change the long-term goal of the company, the department should be able to handle the short-term goals and objectives. And that's all I have for the decision-making